Hi, everyone. I'm Steve Adubato. We are honored to be joined by a longtime friend, Jeh Johnson, who is host of WBGO's All Things Soul. That's 88.3 FM. But he has this other previous title, former United States Secretary of Homeland Security. And you look like you're in a law office, Jeh. Is that where I'm looking at?
I am a lawyer. Yes, I am sitting in my office in the Midtown Manhattan law firm of Paul Weiss, Rifkin, Wharton, and Garrison. Firm I've been associated with off and on since 1984. I have left this firm 4 times and returned 4 times for government service. So here I am.
Great to have you, friend and neighbor. So here's the thing. Tell us, we will talk about Homeland Security in just a moment, but All Things Soul, what is it and why is it happening?
Good question. I have been a fan of WBGO since before I lived in Montclair, New Jersey. We moved to Montclair 25 years ago. And even before that, I was listening to 88.3 FM. I'm a huge fan of classic R&B. And I started listening to the station. We moved out to New Jersey, began listening to the station regularly on Saturdays.
Did you do the rhythm review on Saturday mornings? Just checking. Did you do the
review? And then Bob Porter before that. And they used to have something called Host an Hour, where you pledge a certain amount of money and they'll let you go on and co-host a show, bring your own playlist, bring your own music. So 20 years ago, I pledged enough to do a Host an Hour, and that began my on-air support of WBGO. Then I became a trustee. Then I would go on with Felix Hernandez, Rhythm Review, to co-host and raise money, beg for money. And finally, the station manager, Steve Williams, said to me last fall, how would you like to have your own show? And I said, well, that would be like fantasy camp for me. So they said, you can name it whatever you want, as long as it ends with the words "with Jeh Johnson." So my son and I came up with all Things Soul with Jeh Johnson. We had our first show in March.
And you had a no-name guest, I heard.
It was, yes, person you've never heard of, the 42nd president of the United States, William Jefferson Clinton, to talk about his love of jazz and R&B. It was a great interview. I only wanted 10 minutes of the former president's time. I got 27.
Wow.
He has a remarkable recall for facts, details, like the name of his high school band and how he learned how to play the saxophone, how he learned how to play the clarinet, the names of the people in his high school band. It was a really remarkable interview. We discussed Ukraine as well. And the next show will be Saturday, May 28th, Memorial Day weekend.
Well, we're taping right before that. So go on the WBGO website, which we will put up right there. And I also know they will have Jay's show, All Things Soul, there in the archives, if you will. And we are huge fans of WBGO, our great friends.
Basically classic, Steve, it's basically classic R&B.
Right.
Aretha and the Dells, Four Tops, Temptations, Otis Redding, Dionne Warwick, Gladys Knight, that era of music, which I love. Plus,
same here.
Each show.
Yeah, that's our kids are like, Dad, that's old music. I said, no, you mean good music? Good music. So,
Right.
so let me ask you this. You know, you go from having this extraordinary responsibility as the head of Homeland Security to doing this, to doing your work in the legal field. How much do you think, Jay, about, and we're taping this show literally days after the horrific shooting, the murder of 19 children, 2 teachers, as we know right now in Texas. These shootings, these murders with assault weapon rifles, is that a question of Homeland Security?
Interesting question. 2016, while I was still in office, I had enough controversial, contentious issues to deal with. But after the shooting in the nightclub in Orlando, Florida, I don't know if you remember that one, I decided that I should speak out about gun safety as well as all my other responsibilities. And I said then that if we really want true Homeland Security in this country, part of that discussion has to be the discussion about the prevalence of guns in our society, which enables so much death and violence. And so I consider it fundamental to Homeland Security that we do a better job of policing who gets his hands on an assault rifle, which is a weapon of mass destruction. So my short answer to your question, Steve, is yes. I believe that gun safety, responsible, reasonable gun safety, consistent with the Second Amendment, is a matter of Homeland Security.
Yeah. Quick follow-up in the time we have you. Why does and should Ukraine matter to us in the United States as an issue of Homeland Security?
Ukraine matters for a couple of reasons. One, the United States is the leader of the free world. Part of the free world is under attack right now in an unprovoked, illegal invasion by Russia of Ukraine, in which war crimes, atrocities are being committed. All Americans should care about that. All Americans who understand what American values are, what the significance of this nation is to the rest of the world, should care about this. There are obviously more basic issues like cybersecurity and the like, but this is a matter of who we are as Americans. President Biden's been very clear there will be no boots on the ground in Ukraine, no American boots on the ground in Ukraine. There will be no fly zone by American fighter jets in Ukraine. But there are a whole lot of things we can be doing to push back on the illegal, unprovoked invasion by Vladimir Putin. He should not be allowed to get away with this.
Got a minute left. You led the effort in 2014 at the U.S. southern border, dealing with a whole range of complex immigration issues. For those Americans who believe that illegal immigration at the southern border, in particular, is an issue of a significant issue in terms of Homeland Security, you say?
Border security is something most Americans want, and we have to secure our borders. There is a right way and a wrong way to come to this country. Most Americans believe we should be humane, fair to migrants in this country, but that we have to have border security. That means enforcing our immigration laws in a responsible, humane, and fair way, something that I believe we did during my time in office and that we need to continue to do.
Hey, listen, Jay, I want to end on a high note. All Things Soul, Saturdays from 8 to 10 a.m., WBGO, that's 88.3. And if you miss it, you can check out the WBGO website. We'll connect it to ours as well at steveadubato.org. Hey, Jay, it's great to see you, and can't wait to hear the next All Things Soul show, and I wish you and your family all the best.
Thanks for the shout out, Steve, and thanks for having me on.
You got it. I'm Steve Adubato. That is Jeh Johnson. We'll be right back.
I'm Tim Sullivan, CEO of the New Jersey Economic Development Authority. Since joining the NJEDA, I've been struck by the incredible assets and resources that New Jersey has to offer. The NJEDA is working every day to grow New Jersey's economy in a way that maximizes the values of those assets to benefit every single New Jersey resident. This includes more support for small businesses and a focus on reclaiming New Jersey's position as a leader in the innovation economy. Visit njeda.com to learn more about how NJEDA is building a stronger and fairer New Jersey economy.
Also brought to you by Choose New Jersey, Fedway Associates, Inc. University Hospital. One goal, one passion. Every patient, every time. Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey. Here when you need us most, now and always. Seton Hall University, showing the world what great minds can do since 1856. New Jersey Sharing Network, the New Jersey Economic Development Authority. PNC, Grow Up Great. And by the Turrell Fund, supporting Reimagine Childcare.